Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga with Charlotte and Lindsay. In today's video we're going to take a step-by-step look at how to introduce a headstand into your practice. This is a video for people who maybe already are working on their headstand practice and not necessarily for absolute beginners. Before we start, we'd really like to thank Mike Bynes, who has given us this gorgeous studio to practice in today here in Leicestershire. So he's Mike Bynes of Mike Bynes Personal Training, and you can find out everything you need to know about him by looking at the information at the end of the video and in the information below. So thank you for joining us. Charlotte's going to be my glamorous assistant today. There are lots of lovely benefits to doing inversions, and headstand is one of my absolute favourites. However, there are some contraindications as well, so we would recommend maybe not giving it a go if you have any issues or previous issues with your neck or your spine, with your blood pressure, or if you're pregnant, or at the very least have a chat with your GP before you go ahead. We'd also recommend that you are really thoroughly warmed up. Inversions, and particularly things like headstands, tend to come at the end of a session or towards the end of a session, so it's really important to be really warmed up, and that will help a lot with your balance. We also recommend that if it is your first time giving this a go, there's no substitute for having a go with a person who really knows what they're doing, so a qualified yoga teacher, just to spot you behind your hips to make sure that you're approaching it with the best and most safe practice. Otherwise, join us. So we want to start by making sure that our environment is nice and clear, so that if just in case you do fall, there's nothing you're going to hurt yourself on, and that the surface that you're choosing is the right for you. So a mat might be fine, but you might find that you want to fold the mat over a couple of times, or even fold up a blanket and have that under your head. But I think we're good to go, aren't we, today? Okay, so we'll start then by finding the right base. So what we want to do is to make sure that the elbows are shoulder width apart, and a really good measure for that is to take hold of the opposite elbow, or to take the thumbs to the inside of the elbow and then plant them down on the floor in front of our knees. A really common mistake is to take elbows much wider. That means a much less stable base for this pose. From here we then release the hands and we interlace the fingers, and you might find it's most comfortable to have the pinky finger, that last pinky finger, just inside that little cup that you've just made. From here we bring the crown of the head onto the floor, and we're cradling the back of the head into the hands. Really important to make sure it's the crown of the head and that it's not too far forwards or too far back, just to protect the neck. From here we're working strongly through the arms, pressing into the forearms and the elbows, and then we walk the feet towards the head, so we're lifting the hips up nice and high over the shoulders so that we can find that nice alignment to eventually find our balance. So from here we can come up one leg at a time, so we tuck really tightly in, and then the other one comes up, and we come to this tuck position first. Now you might want to stay here and work here to work on strength. If you want to come into the full expression of the pose, then we work slowly up, pointing the toes to really give that sense of lift and length in the body, thinking about drawing the belly button in towards the spine, always thinking about pressing strongly through the forearms, so we're finding lots of space between the shoulders and the ears. Absolutely beautiful, Charlotte. So you can stay here as long as you like, of course, but for now we'll come down the same way that we went up. So finding that tuck again. You might find that the hips shift a little bit as that centre of gravity shifts, and then you can come down either one at a time, the way you came up, or both at the same time. And then I would always recommend resting in child's pose for as many breaths as you need, maybe 5 to 10, just to let everything rebalance in the body. And that's it, and then you can come up to sitting when you feel ready. Good luck, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much, Charlotte.
Thank you.